welcome everybody. This is season 2, episode 6 of Road to ECS. We are back. I am back. Everybody else was here. I wasn't here the last time. I was ill. I'm back at work now, and also back here at this show. And today we have another guest, Daniel. How about a few words about who you are, what you do?
Before we start with that, do you want us talking about Daniel, or should we let Daniel present himself? I think the first one would be more funny, but we should go with the second one.
Do the first one.
Well, I mean, do you want the truth or the actual truth?
Daniel, welcome. It's your mic.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me. So my name is Daniel Laskewitz, and I'm a principal cloud advocate at Microsoft, and I work with the Power Platform, so I do everything around Copilot Studio, Power Apps, Power Automate, etc. And I've been working at Microsoft for 4 years. Before that, I was at Society, which is part of Capgemini. And I was their consultant for 9.5 years. So still going strong, basically. And what's for me always fun is I came from a Microsoft 365 background, and then I went into the Power Platform. So it's always good to be at events like ECS to basically see all the old familiar faces that I know. From back in the day when I started in my Microsoft 365 career. So, yeah, that's always fun.
But you are not only back to ECS, you are actually a member of the content team.
Yes, of BizApp Summit. So I'm doing a lot for the BizApp Summit with session selections and pushing people to submit and that kind of stuff. I've been fortunate enough to already see all the sessions and read about it, and looking forward to all the great sessions there.
You mentioned so you've been a part of the ECS show for a few years, right? Like now you're a part of the organizing team, but you're going back, way back. How do you see from your point of view for where you sit? Because were you involved in the event already before you joined at Microsoft, or not?
No, I was involved as a speaker, I believe, back in the day already. But I wasn't involved in the program committee. But I always kind of regretted to not go to the Croatia event, because I always wanted to go there. And I was kind of annoyed that you moved it to Germany, because I wanted to go to Croatia and I didn't have the chance to go there. And of course, you guys are really awesome, and you wanted to, of course, help me in that kind of thing. So now we have Adriatic Stack Summit as well, so I can go there now. But it basically started for me with ECS. The first time it was in Germany, that's when I was an attendee even. I didn't speak that much even at community events. I was still starting within my company with speaking, and I didn't really do the user groups yet and the big events. That started basically after I went to ECS. So
So that's kind of an interesting point, because that allows us to capture your own journey through the time, but also your perspective on how ECS evolved in your eyes over the years. So start with whichever you wanna take first.
Yeah. So I think when I started with my career, that was in 2013, early 2013. That was basically when I had my first role as a SharePoint developer. And
you actually didn't do MOS.
Sorry?
So you actually didn't do MOS?
No. And it was kind of funny because I see a lot of similarities with AI now, which I also saw when I started with SharePoint Online. Because when I came into Society, my manager was like, Daniel, the only thing you're going to do is Office 365. You're going to do SharePoint Online, because we have a lot of people who are doing SharePoint and they don't want to do the cloud stuff. They really want to do the old stuff, because they want central administration and all that kind of stuff. And they didn't want to lose that whole thing. So they were saying to me, Daniel, you really need to do this, because we have nobody who wants to go there. And I was like, yeah, sure. I was new. I was like, why should I be against it? I was like, okay, let's do it. And I started doing that. And then everything kind of came really fast after each other, because in the beginning it felt a little bit slow, but it was just the time to ramp up for the teams, I think. But what I've seen is really that you saw all those apps appear inside of Office 365, all the different new things. You had Delve, you had a whole bunch of different things in Office 365 that you didn't have on premises. And it was also really lucky for me because I sometimes had moments where customers came and they were like, yeah, we want to have people for on-premises SharePoint. And I was like, yeah, I don't have the experience, so I don't have to do that. That was also kind of dodging the bullet. But it was really fun when I started there. And yeah, of course, I learned a ton of all you guys basically at all the community events. I started going to Debug in the Netherlands, which is the Dutch information worker user group. And I learned a ton of things from that. I, at some point, started in our internal presentation part because we had, we call it pizza nights. And that's just pizza and knowledge. Basically, we ordered a bunch of pizzas and we started talking about all kinds of new stuff. I started presenting there. Then at some point I was feeling confident enough to do debug, for instance. And from there I was like, okay, I want to go to a SharePoint Saturday in the Netherlands. And then I was like, maybe I should look across the border and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's kind of how my trajectory was.
Exactly. I actually think I met you for the first time in person in Munich in 2015. I was trying to roll back. I think this was the first time where I actually met you for the first time. Believe it or not, it is 11 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That surprises me. Like, I have no idea when we first met, Daniel.
I think it was at the Debug event when you were presenting, because I think you did a bunch of presentations there. That's, I think, where we met for the first time. And then, I think we saw each other a bunch of times at SharePoint Saturday and those kinds of events. But Munich, what others are saying, Munich was
for many reasons
very memorable. Yes. I think I've been there a couple of times after each other.
But have you been speaking in Munich, or have you been just as an attendee?
No, as an attendee. Yeah, it was. We basically, with our company, we had a group of people who wanted to learn more, and the company was pretty okay with that. And they said, well, if you want to drive to Munich, go ahead. You have a lease car, you can go there, and we'll pay your hotel. We'll make sure that you can go there. So that was pretty cool, and we did that a couple of years in a row. I think I also did a road trip to London a couple of times. SharePoint Saturday London with Seb and Peter.
Yeah. Oh, these were awesome events too.
Yeah. So we did a lot of. We wanted to learn a lot, and these events are just great for that. We were also looking at Croatia, for instance, but we weren't able to get there for the first couple of times, and then it moved to Germany, and that's when I went to ECS for the first time, and that was also as an attendee.
I think your first speaking was 2019 in Wiesbaden at ECS, if I can remember. That was our last edition pre-COVID.
Yes, and then we also had an event right after COVID, I believe, and I was supposed to speak there, but I dropped out because my co-speaker got COVID. So it was like, it's kind of, we're go together or we don't go together.
Let's not speak about 21 and dropping. That was.
Don't mention. Let's forget about 21.
I feel real trouble.
But after that, I've been to every single one, I believe. So, it's always one of the first events that I put in my calendar for the year. So when you announce the new dates, I usually put them in my calendar, and I know I already go there.
Talking about that, Daniel, 25, you have been there as a content team member, or no, you were not content team member, but you were coordinating the content team. You have been there for a workshop. You have been there as a speaker, and you have basically been with us all the time. And flashbacks. What did you like and what you didn't like in 25? What's your impression now, almost a year later? What's your impression about 25, and how was that? How was that for you?
Well, what I didn't like is that it's so close to 2020.
No, but I really like the event, and I always love the big expo hall because I'm a big fan of walking around there and also learning about all the sponsors, because to me there's always a lot of value in that, because I try to work together with them. Also, when I create content for Microsoft, it's always fun to have a collaboration with a certain company. So within the Power Platform, we, for instance, have a lot of Power Platform connectors. And those are also companies that are usually around the expo hall. And for us, it's always a lot of fun to show scenarios where we use certain ISVs as connectors, for instance, and make it a bit more of a real story, because a lot of people tell us that they sometimes struggle with the content we put out, that it's a little bit too much of a far-fetched scenario or something. And we try to make it as much real life as possible. And that's why we always like to talk to the sponsors to collaborate with them. But I really love just hanging out in the expo hall, talk to the sponsors, talk to other attendees, speakers, etc. The workshop was really a lot of fun. For us, it was really cool because we did the Copilot Studio workshop. And I was there with Henri Jams, for instance, who is a PowerCat guy for Copilot Studio. And we had like a whole bunch of labs that people could go through. And we had so many labs basically that whenever you're really fast or you're really slow, you can always fill the day basically. So if you are a little bit less experienced, then you might not finish everything, but that's totally fine basically. And if you are really fast, it's not like you were done at 1 p.m. because you went through all the labs in that case. So it was really fun to see a lot of people go there through all the materials.
Interesting thing, right? So because you began at the, in the Power Platform part of the world that was all meant to democratize tech, right, and make tech more approachable to basically as wide group as we can, trying to make people, in at work and at school more call it effective, and basically allow them to build their own things, tech that they need. Yeah. And then at some point, like AI swooped in. How do you see that shift, and what kind of impact do you see of AI having on less tech heavy, if that's the right word, or maybe non-professional devs?
Before you answer, can I even get another layer on that question, which is going to be deliberately provocative? I mean, I know the answer, but I want our audience to hear it from you. With AI and vibe coding, do we even need low code, no code?
Yeah,
I'm being deliberately provocative.
Yeah, a little bit of history. So the whole AI, the whole AI movement, basically, which a lot of people see as like it started really well with ChatGPT. So when that got introduced, was that 21? November 21 or something? I think that was when it basically launched, basically, and it went completely up with the usage. Everybody was using it basically. For us, AI was already a big thing because we had AI Builder in the Power Platform, and that was kind of the Power Platform tried to make AI a thing for everybody. So to make it easier for people to understand AI, because back in the day, especially, you almost needed to be a data scientist to understand anything about AI, and that was in 2017 or 2018 that we started that, and that was basically our claim to make AI democratized across everybody. So that was for us already a bunch earlier. But of course, ChatGPT changed the whole game for us as well. And that changed it a lot for the Power Platform as well. And I think that if you look at the low-code side, there's a lot still changing. We used to have Canvas apps. We see now Vibe apps or code apps that we have. People can just prompt and they will get an app, basically. It's definitely changing the game for Power Platform. But I think that a lot of people are now trying to create apps and they don't know really how to check the output of that. So when people are using GitHub Copilot, or they're using Cloud Code, or all those kinds of things, they can relatively easily create something new. But the output they have, they can't really check that well. They don't know how to spot certain security issues. And of course, you can let LLMs check for security. You can do a whole bunch of things there. One of the really good examples that I see lately is also that they put a whole bunch of things into the prompts. They put a whole lot of confidential information sometimes in there, all that kind of stuff. That is also something that could go very wrong there. But without that, I think it's really cool to see that people who are not developers can just prompt something and get an output so quickly, and they can build stuff really quickly. I think that's really, really cool to see. But I think our Power Platform side is more managed and more secure. They basically have a platform where we can safely land them. So we can have guardrails and all that stuff in there.
Waiting you for saying, because as you said, Daniel, there was a Johnny Cash song. There were songs before radio. So never think that the world starts with you. And a lot of people, they think that AI started with ChatGPT, which is everything but the truth. I'll just tell you one really small usage example. The first time we used AI to organize ECS was in 2014, where we have, it was basically a pet project of John White and me for fun, designed here in Bingen. Let's capture tweets. Back then, tweeting on conferences and hashtags, it was like today almost nobody does that anymore, but back then it was like all rage. So we're capturing tweets where our handle was mentioned, and where our hashtag community rocks was mentioned. And then remember cognitive services. There were songs before radio. We had all that analyzed to the cognitive services. How was the sentiment? Are people liking it? Are people not liking? Are people liking the food? Are people not liking the food? And John put beautiful Power BI dashboards around all of that, where John is basically one of the top 5 people in the world in that mastery. So we did not start with 2022. I mean, with the AI, and that's one thing with Power Platform. I'm basically
with what? Sorry,
with Power Platform.
No. You said that you didn't start with
computer intelligence.
Computer intelligence. Oh, so sorry. What did you say? What are you talking about?
Stupid me. All good. Remember the AI in the what was the name, Daniel, in the Power Platform? Was AI
Builder?
Sorry,
AI Builder.
AI Builder, right? That was what 3 years before ChatGPT. There was based on cognitive services. All right.
Yes,
there's nothing wrong with cognitive services. I'll tell you, cognitive services are still the way to go for a lot of workloads, which are much more appropriate than generative AI. Any kind of statistics, any kind of forecasting, you will not do Gen AI for that.
OCR.
Yeah, and for example, as you said, managed outputs. It really is easy to take code, and even if you don't know what to do, you can make an app. Hello, Rob Foster. I'm sorry. That's an internal one. You can easily take, but where is your data? How do you manage your data? And how do you control your process, and how do you manage your output?
I think this is pretty much
This is what Power Platform really where Power Platform kicks you off. You have got your data through connectors, and you have your sanctioned data. You are not just hallucinating your data.
Yeah, and I think also the deployments and that kind of stuff is usually hard for people. And if you look at Power Platform, if you look at Dataverse, for instance, you can easily create tables and also import those. For instance, you can put it in a solution, you can export it, you can import it somewhere else, and everything is done basically. And that's also kind of the story with AI Builder, because cognitive services, of course, works with API keys and all that kind of stuff. For low-code people, that's pretty hard to manage API keys, and when they copy and paste it and put it maybe in the OneNote or something else, that's not the most secure way to go about it. And with AI Builder, you kind of take away all that stuff.
Are you bashing OneNote right now? Telling it's not secure?
No. I know it's the biggest resource for API keys in the world, I believe. So yeah, that's something to think about as well. Yeah, but it's cool to see that we take a little bit of the difficult work away, basically, for them, and also some of the things that they probably shouldn't look at, because like API keys, etc., it shouldn't really belong to people that are more of the end user side of things. So yeah, that's.
But say that's one of the things that makes actually Microsoft awesome. Is I would, and now Valdek is going to kill me for this, but doesn't matter. I would now claim that the only really product in the Microsoft 365 suite, which is far better than anything else on the market, might be Exchange. I still haven't seen the mail server.
Why would I kill you for that? Sorry. Why would I kill you for that?
I would say there are better document management systems than SharePoint. I would even claim that. Even
Exchange being a better document system, document management system.
Oh, I'm speaking now. I would say there are even better note-taking tools for than OneNote. I would say maybe they are more kind of forward-thinking. The low-code, no-code development tools or AI development tools and Power Platform. But, however. Now we are back.
Now we're coming. Now we're getting.
Now we're coming. The thing is that you have got the story from the beginning to the end, that you have sanctioned inputs, that you have defined processes how to actually get something done, and that you have the proper output where you can do the quality control, the security control, and the deployment. This is actually what makes Microsoft awesome.
Microsoft knows how to build software for enterprise, and for enterprise, security and governance is a big part of the story. So everything that is built is always looking at those aspects, and there's like Power Platform and everything else. And like every new technology, all things don't fit immediately into the picture, right? But overall, when you look at how they approach things and how the end results will end eventually, it's always going to be looking at how to govern and secure this, whatever you do. And that's their biggest benefit.
And here's that fraction said vibe coding versus low code, no code. Yes, you can take Cloud Code, you take Codex, you can take GitHub Copilot, all fine. How do you get to your data? Except of copying Excels, which you
very
should
quickly. Very quickly. It's on my disk.
And how do you deploy that? How do you verify that? How do you scale that?
I think that is an interesting point. Because, like, if you look at apps in workplace, right? Mm-hmm. The way I look at things is that you've got apps for your own good. In other words, you want to optimize. You're building a tool for yourself. You want to optimize your own work. Mm-hmm. Then you kind of have like the next tier, which is your immediate team. Then you might have the department, the org, and everybody else in the world, like the whole org. Where things are getting debatable is whether you should or shouldn't, and again, it's opinions, so like there is no right or wrong, or whether you should be using Power Platform for the org-wide things, or if that belongs, with the pro devs, proper CI/CD cycles, code review, and so forth and so on. That discussion aside, I think where Power Platform truly shines is the personal and team scope, because again, you can just build things and you don't need to align with the whole world. You're just building something for your own good and your immediate team, right? So, and that's really empowering because you don't need to have, IT budget and procurement. And you have the tools that you need to improve your own work. But then there's kind of this interesting thing where with LLMs and AI coding agents, how does that dynamic change, right? Because like we're seeing more and more and more, and again, this is outside maybe of the enterprise realm. However, maybe inside enterprises, that adoption is coming too, where people installed Cloud Code, your AI CLI of choice, and they just go off and do things on their own box. So they don't need to deploy anything because it's not an app. It's an agent that they run on their own box off of the instructions that they pass, and they give them access to the files that they have on their box. So there's no sharing of that. But again, that's limited only to me. The moment you want to kind of cross boundary with the team, then you kind of get like, okay, so how do we share that? Are we bringing the G drive back?
Now you also see like the you know that as no one else basically, but when you have like a Claude skill or something, people just copy and paste that over. They say, well, I built something, here you have it, and that's about it. So
collaboration,
another instance of it. Yeah, that's how the collaboration starts as well there. And I think that's the thing with the Power Platform. I think that's not always what people start with. Because there's always also like a maturity journey as well with people who start with the Power Platform, because it usually starts with somebody clicking create app or create something, and they don't do solutioning, they don't do anything like that. So they also have a little bit of a learning curve there. But when they eventually have that, you can really see that they are really picking up the pace and creating stuff for other people, other departments as well. And that works really, 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 really good. But to give you a little bit of an example of my own learning curve, at some point I was presenting in, I think it was SharePoint Saturday London, and I was doing a session about Microsoft Flow back in the day, now Power Automate. And I was doing exactly what Ades was saying. I was kind of monitoring hashtags on Twitter. And I was using cognitive services for that. So I was using cognitive services to check how the sentiment was and that kind of stuff. And I was the last speaker of the day, and I was doing my demo. And back in the time, it was 2015 or something. There was they were talking about that Trump might run for president, and there was a lot of traffic on that. And I was like, okay, let's try that. Let's try that, because it will go fast. And I can just, I needed something that was going to hit immediately. I didn't want something where I would create a flow that would pick up on a hashtag and it would take 5 minutes before the first tweet was there, basically. So I took Trump. So I did hashtag Trump, and I got like thousands of messages within no time. But it was the last demo also of my session. And after that, there was the raffle, etc. So I had to really rush. Put my laptop out, and I forgot about putting the Microsoft Flow off. And the bill was really a lot, but I was lucky because I had my MSDN the benefit, and that was $150 or something.
Yep.
And it was hard capped at that moment. The rest of the month I didn't have anything left. But it was so fast. It went through thousands of those things, and I think before it cut off, it was $2,000 or something that it burned through. And that was just me. Like I took my laptop and I was sitting somewhere in the room, and I forgot about turning it off. That's basically it.
I guess it's the same these days about LLMs. Like, you can easily burn through thousands of dollars if you don't pay attention to what you're doing, especially with things like, the Ralph loop and guest style. Yeah. Yes, they're cool and supposedly powerful, but oh my God, if you don't pay attention, you're up for a nasty bill.
Yeah, and I think also a lot of people don't look at that at all. They just have a subscription or something. They use the LLM and they see, three times the premium request or something. It's just better, so I'll do it. But they don't really think about, well, maybe I can do it with one of the, or maybe two of the 1x LLMs, and it would be cheaper. But people don't really care about it. Basically,
imagine in front of your door, you have a regular family car and you have this awesome supercar, and you're free to choose whichever you want to do an errand. Which one do you take?
But if you are free to choose, if you are paying for the fuel, you will think twice.
But it's right there. It's right there in your door. You have the key.
But if you are the one paying the fuel bills.
Yeah, but that's later. You don't see it until after the fact. You don't know how much it's going to hurt.
This morning, I had a discussion with the team on our sprint planning in the run events. We have one AI workload, which was kind of a bit unknown from the financial impact, how much it's going to cost us. And exactly with what Daniel said, with wisely choosing machines that we are, LLMs that we are using, the models that we are using, everything, we brought that cost down from a couple of thousand to 400. It just took wise using of the LLMs and changing the ways we send prompts in the background.
It makes a big difference, yes.
So basically, you replace prompt with a regex?
No, you know what we did? Except of huge prompts, which make now we're geeking out, but we are coming back to the instead of sending huge prompts, which should return the huge results. Those results contain some JSON, and you know that small language models, when they return JSON, they very often just forget the brackets or forget the quotation mark.
Structured outputs are your friend.
This doesn't really work. What we actually did is we made a YAML flow with microprompts, where basically machine answers with yes or no, or maybe with 3-4 options.
Yeah.
Possibility for mistake, minimal.
Yeah.
Minimal. You send more prompts, you get more answers, but you spend less tokens.
Yeah. And whatever you do, don't ask LLMs or SLMs to count. They don't do math.
And this is where we are back to the cognitive services, to machine learning, which is awesome in counting, which really is awesome in counting. So choose your model wisely. Daniel, talking about choose your model wisely. What are people going to learn in May? You were in charge in a lot of content.
Yes.
What are people going to learn?
Yeah, we have a lot of great sessions on Power Platform, of course. We have on Fabric, we have on Dynamics. There's a whole bunch of those as well. So I think people are going to get a really nice balanced program with developer sessions, more maker sessions, more overview sessions as well. I'm doing myself a session about model context protocol versus connectors, for instance, which is a really big kind of differentiator that we have nowadays, and a lot of people are still struggling when to use what. So that's one of the sessions I'm doing. Also talking about AI Builder, so using reusable prompts. Talking about admin essentials for Power Platform as well, so using CLI and all kinds of other tools that you can use. Also a bit of a more decision maker session on Power Platform, so about rapid prototyping and that kind of stuff. That's what we're doing as well, and making sure to kind of build your own low-code solutions and making them healthy. So a lot of people, they always build stuff, and if we look at the old way of just building code, for instance, we have so much knowledge already. We have a whole bunch of books with guidelines about how to make your code maintainable and that kind of stuff. We also need that at low code, of course, because it's low code doesn't mean you shouldn't make it maintainable, and that's something that I have a session on as well. I do a lot of duo sessions because I always love talking together with people from the community, because I'm usually not a big fan of having a big Microsoft session and only talking from our side. I always love it that I can talk about the Microsoft side, but also my own experiences. And then I have somebody else there who can bring a completely different experience. I always like having that.
Do you find?
Yeah, sometimes we do, yeah. But most of the time it goes really well. So that's a thing.
Putting down a note, have a special equipment from Daniel's session.
Yes.
Actually,
bring swords.
I was actually yesterday putting together with our marketing, with Anto actually, he's in the background, and the other marketing person, the newsletter for ECS newsletter for this week, and we knew that this week's topic will be Fabric. And then I was going through the fabric sessions that we have for the ECS. I was like, I want to go to this conference as an attendee, not as an organizer. I want to. So together with Daniel, I'm mentioning him for the second time. In this webcast is John White is also the member of the content team, and John really. Together with the other members of the BizApps content team, which is Fitz, which is Sandy, which is Claire, and obviously Daniel, right? And I think that the fabric sessions which we have got are actually awesome set of 11 sessions, 6 on the day 1 and 5 on the day 2. So if you are going for fabric, you can just go for fabric and just see fabric sessions like 2 days. You did some awesome work, Daniel. This is.
Oh, thank you.
You look surprised, like
basically.
Nah. I actually think we have the best program ever this year. Somehow a lot of things came together. One thing we do miss, though, this is not me calling you out, but it's just us waiting for some confirmations. We are still missing the Power Platform keynote. And yes. We hope to lock in that one in the next week or two. And then we are with that and with panels, right, Mustafa? We need to lock in the panels, even if we know which one, which
are going to happen, yes.
To do. Then we are actually then locked and loaded. I mean, that's basically it. For panels, I think we can already say we will have the Women in Tech panel as every year. This year is also because we have again got with us Heather and Caruana, who will be actively participating in this thing. We have the State of Community panel, which is usually run by Rodrigo and Paolo and whoever is there, and Thomas and whoever is there on the.
Nice.
Board, basically, yeah.
Right. Usually run by Rodrigo and a few other people are on the stage. We will definitely have few podcasts/webcasts which are going to be aired live from ECS, which will be in the form of panels, so you will be able to ask people and to actually raise hands and to talk to them. One of them is legendary PNP. Now it's a Microsoft 365 Power Platform community run by Vesku, and so we will have that one live, and we will have a developer podcast, legendary developer podcast, which is also going to be live, so you will be able to ask questions and discuss with them of two developer legends, which are Andrew Connell and Julie Turner. We will also have AC and Julie live on the stage. So even with only those 4 panels, and I think there are going to be a few more.
Going to be more, yes.
There are going to be a few more, but those 4 are already like total rock and roll, if I may say. I probably think we will have something again about sovereignty in IT, because we cannot just close the eyes about political situation which we are having right now, and we will have something around that. So even if you are coming only for panels at ECS, you are going to have awesome times. Not to speak about 240 sessions.
I almost want to have an agent that I can bring with me to attend like 5 things in parallel, because probably like I will not be able to split myself. Like it will be a tough choice.
Are you reading my mind? We are trying to think about that and to actually be able to prompt those sessions later.
Nice.
Those are some of the things that we are working on. Are we going to be ready for this ECS? I'm not sure. I'm not going to promise you, but it's in the board.
Well, and then give folks the ability to ask things, right? And maybe, I don't know.
There are tons of ideas. There are tons of ideas on that space. Yeah. We obviously have only time until May. I don't know how much. I mean, our developers are.
That's the wrong attitude, Aris. How many agents can you spin up?
Even the agents have limits. So.
Agents, but somebody needs to control.
There is no limits, Mustafa. There is no limits.
No, but I mean, what you were just talking about now, it is less crazy than you think. We are thinking about exactly those things. You see,
it's insane. It's insane, like how the whole attendee experience can change because of that, right? Because like at the end of the day, you will basically choose what do I want to see live in person? In which room do I want to sit? And not through the lens of I can only pick one and I will not learn about the other 5 things. So
welcome to my day job.
It's democratizing, that.
If you have access to everything that's happening in the ECS with master parts or something, it's basically have 24 sessions happening at any time.
That's tough. That's a tough choice.
Yep.
Yeah. It could be really cool though, with if you have like the audio recordings and stuff, and people want to ask something.
A few more minutes, we will have a solution for you, Addis.
No, but we are definitely working. It's just a question. It's just the question: are we going to be ready with that capability, that functionality in time for this year's ECS? Next year, that's going to be standard, definitely.
More agents, Addis. More agents.
It will be all grand. Somebody needs to run the agents, and we are not a huge company. We are
agents will run the agents.
That's
open claw.
agents are going totally bonkers. You need in the loop, and there's only as much humans which are in the loop.
Well, some humans go actually bonkers too, so that's not really.
Many humans go bonkers, but those that we have in the company now, they're good.
Yeah.
On that bombshell.
My dear friends, this was fun.
As always.
Yeah.
Daniel, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And I can't wait for Mai.
It's only three months away.
2.5, brother.
It's faster than years now. Yeah.
It's
2.5.
Crazy
Gonna be
times,
fun.
right? See you soon. See you all very soon. Hey, have fun. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, folks. We'll be back with another episode.
We'll be back. The next one, we have a very special guest for the next one, but we are not going to say as of yet who it is. We are just going to air the episode.
Ooh.
The guest of secrecy. I mean, everybody knows Daniel, but this will be a guest of secrecy. Nah, all good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. See you.
Bye, folks.